Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm checking out from BareMinerals the BarePro 16-hour skin perfecting powder foundation. You guys wanted to see a powder on me. We're gonna try it. I don't tend to have high hopes, although it's rainy and humid and we're still in a humid time of year, so maybe it'll work, This one retails for $38 for 10 grams or 0.34 ounces of product. Comes in 35 different shades, I believe. Oh, I thought it said it on the screen and then it died. I will count and make sure that that's accurate. It's got a lot of shades. I've got this in Fair 15 Neutral. This is vegan, clean, and cruelty-free. It is described as a vegan, talc-free pressed powder foundation that visibly improves skin tone and texture over time. This sweat, humidity, and transfer-resistant formula provides 16 hours of breathable, full coverage with a natural matte finish. I don't see any added artificial fragrance listed as fragrance in the ingredients. There are some fruit extracts, a couple of root extracts, so some natural extracts if you happen to be sensitive to those, but there's also squalane in there, so there's some good skincare, which is what I'm guessing they are referring to with the benefits over time. Let's take a look at Fair 15 Neutral, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from BareMinerals, the BarePro 16-hour powder foundation in shade Fair 15 Neutral. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last, I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 48-year-old face. Because this is a powder foundation and because I have such dehydrated skin to begin with, I'm going to go in, instead of primer, I'm going to use this Jones Road oil. Why am I shaking it? It's moisturizer. This Jones Road oil-free moisturizer. It's a really good consistency for summertime. It is for all skin types, and I find that it's light enough that I can wear it under my makeup as just a little bit of boost to kind of lock in whatever moisture I had going on with my skincare. And yes, now I feel like I'm kind of in the mood to massage my face. This just has such a nice texture to it. It makes me want to massage my face, kind of pet myself a little bit. Kind of wishing I put some lip balm on too, but I didn't do that. So I am going to spot conceal just a tiny bit. This is the Fiera Luxury Concealer. Love this stuff. I've basically just been going back and forth between this and the Natasha Denona High Glam, which lives right here. These have been my summertime go-tos. I just wish the Fiera came in a doe foot. I do not like this packaging. But I'm going to do a little under my eyes. And I'm going to spot conceal my face just a smidge. I will be able to test the transfer resistance because as soon as I finish filming this beginning part of the video, I'm going to take my contacts out and wear my brand new glasses that I got, which, yes, they are progressives. Why do you ask? Makes me very mad. But it is so nice to be able to read things without having to grab Sherlock all the time. And my eyes just don't like wearing contacts for 16 hours a day like they used to. Well, I'm not sure they ever really liked it, but they tolerated it. And yes, I've been to the eye doctor. It's just, I'm reaching another one of those points where, you know how every few years your body just kind of has a little aging spurt. I'm having one. I have a feeling the perimenopause is rolling like hardcore. And yeah, my eyes are just changing. They get worse every couple of years anyway. So look at that Fiera. Look how good this coverage is. This stuff is so pretty. It really, really is. And I'm just going to try and crush a little of the redness that comes around my nose. get my blue blood vessel. I'm just taking the excess on my lip here because I saw some red. And I'm going to get the redness on my chin just a little bit. Because, yeah. Don't really need much on my forehead, but I'm just taking whatever is left on my fingertips. You know, just a smidge of coverage. Okay, so the powder foundation, I typically apply powders with a brush. I have two brushes that I like. That's not it right now. Oh, excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious, here we go. These are the two I've been using. So, It Cosmetics, why am I forgetting the name of this? The Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder Brush is one favorite. The other is just a little bit more precise. I'm going to try it. There we go. And, you know, it's just a smidge smaller, so you get a little more precision with it. This one is BK Beauty. It's the number 104. And I've used this one for bronzer as well, but I like it for powder. So it's not currently being used for bronzer. It's currently for powder. So I like to use a brush. The product has a foam little storage under there for the little foam flippy thingamajiggy. That's probably going to put way more coverage than I want. Well, let's just do it. Let's do half with the foam thingy, half with the brush, and we will see if there's a preference one way or the other. Let's start with the foam thingy since I already have it in my hand. Get some on here, and I'm going to start by dabbing it in. Well, that was like instantaneous coverage. See how it works up on my forehead where I don't really have any concealer. Oh, it's still doing its thing. Wow. It's been a long time since I've applied a powder as foundation. It's more coverage than I remember. Let's get down here. Get the old nostrils. I forgot that powder had coverage. How about that, y'all? Oh, yeah, we got some coverage happening. My fear is that it almost is cakey immediately on my texture. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it'll warm up and kind of melt in. All right. I like that. I'm going to use my BK Beauty, and let's go in and try the brush side, which in this odd scenario would be the side I would expect less coverage than the foam thing, even though the brush is usually more coverage than a sponge. And my suspicion was correct. I would call it lighter coverage with the brush. I'm probably going to have to even it out with the foam thing because the foam thing has higher coverage, but I like the look of the brush side a lot better. In fact, I wonder if I can just kind of buff down the coverage on this side a little bit. Because this side just looks a little cakey. Whereas this side did not pick up any cakiness. I'm adding more product to this side just to kind of try and even everything out. But I'm not really going anywhere today. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. So that's when I'm going to do my nails while I'm waiting for my turn. Yeah, we're going to be all right. We're going to keep it this way. It is a little heavy on the side of my nose that I used the foam thing. I was going to say sponge. Foam thingamajig. I'm just trying to tone down that cakiness a bit. That's what powder does on me. Now, I don't really have too much going on in the way of peeling right now, so there's really not much for it to cling to, which is good. I was waiting for a day like this when I could film this particular review because a lot of people asked for it, but it's so hard to get a powder to not fail on me. So I had to give it as much benefit as I possibly could going into this. All right, let's zoom in and see what's going on here. There is a definite difference between the foam side and the brush side. The brush side looks much more natural. It doesn't have quite as much redness correction, so the coverage is a little bit less, as you would expect from a lighter dusting rather than pressing foam. But on the foam side, it's just, you can see it sitting on top of my skin in some places. And that's just, you know, that's what I would expect from that. I'm not surprised. Let's just put it that way, based on that application. Oh, my contact's doing some strange things. Whoa, wiggly, wiggly. I think I got powder in my eye. Of course I did, because I'm me. So, a little bit of polka dot pores going on my nose. It's settling a little into my crow's feet, but I tapped out some excess. So maybe that will stay gone. All right, let's check the time. 1:36. I gotta be, whoa. I must have hit a button. Don't know what I did. 1:36. I gotta be fast because D&D starts at 2. Let me put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the BareMinerals BarePro powder. Tried a couple things. Well, I tried one thing. Cream blush on powder foundation. Dun 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 dun. Worked out great. This is the Merit Flush Balm in, I always forget what shade, Après. And look at that. So that was brilliant. Didn't wear any bronzer today. Eyes are the Merit Solo Shadow in Studio with a little bit of, this is Beauty for Real. I can't wait to go put my glasses on because Twilight. I got this in my last Ipsy, so I just kind of blended the two together to make it a little bit pinky on the lids and a little bit, you know, taupey in the crease, you know, because quick. Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil. My mascara, I think by the time you see this, this will be available to the public. It is the Color Street mascara, also available in waterproof. I've had this in my grubby paws as I throw it across the room since the end of July. My lashes, like if I relax my face, my lashes like almost touch my brows. It's ridiculous. Love it. Also wearing the clear version of the Jones Road Brow Gel. I've been experimenting and talking about this in a few different videos as like, can I wear it as my only lift product? Do I not have to put the Anastasia Brow Lift or e.l.f. Brow Lift, Anastasia Brow Freeze, whichever one is named which Brow Freeze? Can I skip this? Is this stuff strong enough? Yes, with a caveat. The caveat is, especially with the colored tinted versions, if you wear too much, it almost has the same effect of a flaking mascara. Like by the end of the day, you'll have flakes from the brow product. So you have to be careful not to apply too much. I haven't had that problem with the clear one, but the one time it happened with this one, I've been very careful not to over apply. But yeah, the hold is fantastic. I mean, I have really heavy brows and it's not like glue. It's more flexible than these brow freeze type things, but it holds them in place. Like even my little divot that falls down all the time right there stays up pretty well. So I am really kind of loving that Jones Road right there. And my lip is no surprise, same as I've been wearing the Forget the Filler from Lawless. This is in Rosy Outlook, which they say it's like pink, but to me it really is pretty much clear. I don't really see any color shift to it. All right, that's all the things. I'm gonna go play D&D, then, because I already had a sandwich that I made myself. They're never as good when you have to make them yourself. Then I'm gonna play D&D. Then I will do the daylight check-in. Hopefully I will not forget before the sun goes down, and then we will come back tonight. I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it's been about 3 hours. I will remove these so you can see what transfer is going on or not. Doesn't look too bad. Shade I think is fine. Trying to see. I don't think we have anything caking up really. It does seem to have melted down pretty good into the skin. I still like this side a little better though. Even though I can't really see without my glasses or contacts in. So that's where we're at 3 hours in. I figured I'd come out while we got a little bit of like, well, there's some blue sky. There's like a tiny bit of light out here before the rain gets crazy. So that's where we're at. I'll be back tonight and we'll see how it goes. 11:22 p.m. I think that puts us right around the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the BareMinerals BarePro Powder Foundation held up. So, I'm looking in the mirror and, well, my nose is a little bit like cakey, polka dot pores, kind of settled into places. Now, of course, I did not expect it to survive under the nose pads, and it didn't do anything gross. You know how sometimes under glasses nose pads product can kind of move around and gunk up on your nose pads? It didn't do that. So if you're wearing glasses, I think you're okay. I think it's more a problem of my schnoz here. My nose is just not the most cooperative, and it didn't cooperate. Rest of my face, I feel like I am getting a zit right in the middle of my face. What is happening? Not related to this, I'm sure. Blush stayed put, so it did make a good base, but I feel like every place else there's pretty much no coverage left, and on the foam application side of my face, it's kind of like bunched up and kind of cakey under here, and that's not, glasses don't touch there, that, you know, that space I'm talking above where the glasses might hit, so I don't think the glasses were part of that. I think it was the sponge foamy thing application. This side didn't do that, but there's also like no foundation coverage left on that side, so at least this side has a little bit of product left, not a whole lot, but so it moves around a little bit. It didn't hang out very long. This is why powders just don't work for me. Not as I can use them to set a foundation, but as the foundation, oh, it's tough. Because, well, okay, if I looked at this 8 hours ago, not 8 hours ago, at the 8-hour mark, it was still a little bit more in place. So maybe this is, well, they claim it's a 16-hour wear though. So, and no, not on this face. I don't know if it's really the fault of the powder foundation, because I'm a person that powder foundations just don't work very well for. So I don't want to, this is why I don't review them, because they very rarely work for me. I think in the future I would use it as a setting powder over something very sheer to light coverage to give it a little bit more oomph and to kind of set it in place, not to act as the foundation itself, if that makes any sense. Because I don't think it's drying, so that's good if you've got dry skin. I don't think that it's not moving around in terms of like, it's not settling into lines. It did settle into pores a little bit. So for maturing skin, I think it's all right. For dry skin, I think it's all right. For my purposes, I think I will wear it as a setting powder and not as a standalone foundation. But if I had to give a grade to the BareMinerals BarePro on its own merit, I'm going to go B+. Even though it's not holding up very well for me. I think that's a me problem, not a foundation powder problem, because this happens with all of them. So while it was wearing well, I would apply it with a brush, because I don't think that higher coverage application, it was just a little cakey and a little bit, it didn't wear as well, where it was more graceful on this side and looked better from the start, so I would keep that in mind. But otherwise, yeah, that's we're gonna go B+. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Glasses are from Zenny. I will try to remember to link them, but if I don't remember to link them, put a comment that you want to know the link to these glasses. They're on Zenny. I get all my glasses on Zenny. Where did I leave off? I cut myself off and now I forget where I left off. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.